Hello, history buffs and mystery lovers, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're traveling back in time over 4,500 years to the sands of Egypt. We're standing in the shadow of a true global icon, a structure that has puzzled and amazed humanity for millennia. The Great Pyramid of Giza is not just a pile of rocks. It's a masterpiece of engineering that seems almost impossibly advanced, a testament to a civilization that was, in many ways, thousands of years ahead of its time. How did they do it? How did an ancient society, without modern cranes or laser levels, construct something so massive, so precise, that it remained the tallest man-made structure on Earth for over 3,800 years? Forget everything you think you know. Today, we're diving deep into the engineering marvels of the Great Pyramid, uncovering the secrets of its construction and exploring the genius that made it all possible. Stick around, because you're about to see this ancient wonder in a whole new light. Let's start with the sheer scale of this project. The Great Pyramid, built for the pharaoh Khufu, is composed of an estimated 2.3 million stone blocks. These aren't small bricks. The average block weighs around 2.5 tons. That's the weight of 2 average cars. And some of the massive granite beams used for the king's chamber roof weigh up to 80 tons each. So the first mind-boggling question is, how did they quarry and transport these colossal stones? The limestone, which makes up most of the pyramid, was quarried nearby on the Giza Plateau. But the finer white Tura limestone used for the outer casing came from across the Nile. And the heavy granite came from Aswan, over 500 miles to the south. Archaeologists believe the Egyptians used copper chisels and dolerite pounders to cut the stones from the bedrock. Then, they likely transported them on wooden sledges. Recent discoveries, like the diary of an official named Merer, have confirmed that they built canals and used boats to float these massive blocks down the Nile and right up to the base of the pyramid. It was a logistical operation on a scale that's hard to even comprehend today, requiring a highly organized and skilled workforce. Now for the next puzzle. How did they lift these multi-ton blocks to heights of over 480 feet? This is one of the most debated topics. For a long time, the leading theory was a single, long, straight ramp, but the geometry just doesn't work. A ramp reaching the top would have had to be over a mile long, requiring more material than the pyramid itself. So modern Egyptologists have proposed more plausible ideas. One popular theory suggests a system of internal ramps spiraling up inside the pyramid as it was built. This would explain the lack of evidence for a massive external ramp and would have been far more efficient. Another theory, proposed by French architect Jean-Pierre Houdin, combines an external ramp for the lower third of the pyramid with an internal spiral ramp for the upper sections. This hybrid model seemed to solve many of the logistical problems. Whatever the exact method, it required incredible planning, mathematics, and a deep understanding of physics and leverage. They were master problem solvers. Perhaps the most astonishing aspect of the Great Pyramid is not its size, but its precision. This structure is a geometric masterpiece. The base is an almost perfect square, with sides measuring about 756 feet. The difference between the longest and shortest sides is less than 8 inches, an error margin of less than 0.1%. How did they achieve this with simple tools? It's believed they used ropes and stakes, but their methods for creating a perfectly level base and right angles were incredibly sophisticated. Furthermore, the pyramid is aligned almost perfectly with the 4 cardinal directions: north, south, east, and west. It's off by just a tiny fraction of a degree. This alignment is so precise that it's better than many modern buildings. They likely achieved this by observing the stars, possibly by tracking the movement of a single star around the celestial pole, and bisecting the angle to find true north. This shows they weren't just builders. They were brilliant astronomers. Let's venture inside. The interior of the Great Pyramid is just as impressive as the exterior. A network of passages leads to several chambers, most famously the King's Chamber and the Queen's Chamber. The Grand Gallery, a sloping, high-ceilinged corridor leading up to the King's Chamber, is an architectural marvel in itself. Its corbelled ceiling, with each layer of stone overhanging the one below it, is a brilliant way to distribute weight and create a stable, large-span roof. The king's chamber itself is a box made of solid red granite, fitted together so perfectly that you can't slip a piece of paper between the blocks. Above this chamber are 5 relieving chambers, ingeniously designed with massive granite beams to divert the immense weight of the pyramid away from the ceiling of the king's guest chamber, preventing it from collapsing. This sophisticated understanding of structural stress is something we associate with modern engineering, yet the Egyptians had mastered it 4,500 years ago. It's a solution born of pure genius. So, who were these incredible builders? For centuries, the popular image, often fueled by Hollywood, was that the pyramids were built by a massive slave labor force. However, archaeological evidence has completely debunked this myth. Excavations of a workers' village near the pyramids have revealed the tombs of the builders. They were buried with honor near their pharaoh, which would never have happened if they were slaves. Analysis of their remains shows they were well-fed, received medical care, we see evidence of healed, broken bones, and were highly respected. These were skilled Egyptian laborers, craftsmen, and artisans who were likely conscripted for a period as a form of civil service or taxation, or perhaps they were full-time, dedicated professionals. They lived in a well-organized community, complete with bakeries and breweries. This was a national project, a source of pride, built by a dedicated and valued workforce who believed they were building an eternal home for their king, ensuring the stability and prosperity of their entire civilization. Let's talk about the original appearance of the Great Pyramid. What we see today is the core structure, but originally it was encased in about 144,000 blocks of highly polished white Tora limestone. These casing stones were cut with such precision that they created a smooth, seamless surface. In the bright Egyptian sun, the pyramid would have gleamed like a giant jewel, a radiant beacon visible for miles around. It must have been an absolutely breathtaking sight. Sadly, most of these casing stones were removed in the Middle Ages to build mosques, and fortresses in nearby Cairo after an earthquake loosened them. Only a few remain at the base, giving us a small glimpse of the pyramid's original glory. This outer shell wasn't just for beauty. It also protected the inner core from the elements, contributing to its incredible preservation over the millennia. The level of craftsmanship required to fit these stones so perfectly over such a vast surface is, once again, simply staggering. When you put all these pieces together, the colossal scale, the masterful logistics, the pinpoint astronomical alignment, the geometric precision, and the ingenious internal architecture, you realize the Great Pyramid isn't just a tomb. It is a symbol of what humanity can achieve. It represents a society with a deep understanding of mathematics, astronomy, geology, and project management. They didn't have computers or power tools, but they had something just as powerful: human ingenuity, dedication, and a unified vision. They used simple tools like copper saws, ropes, sledges, and plumb bobs, but they used them with a level of skill and intelligence that is truly humbling. The pyramid stands as a challenge to our modern assumptions about the past. It forces us to respect the knowledge and capabilities of ancient civilizations, and to recognize that genius is not exclusive to our time. So 4,500 years later, the Great Pyramid continues to hold its secrets. While we have many strong theories, there are still aspects of its construction that we don't fully understand. It's a puzzle that continues to inspire archaeologists, engineers, and dreamers. It teaches us that with enough willpower and collective effort, the seemingly impossible becomes possible. It's not a monument to alien technology or a lost super-civilization. It's a monument to human potential. It stands as the ultimate achievement of the ancient Egyptian Old Kingdom, a testament to their organization, their faith, and their incredible, timeless engineering brilliance. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time to explore the engineering wonders of the Great Pyramid. What part of its construction amazes you the most? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more mysteries of the ancient world, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.